Hello and welcome to the Debrief. It's Dave O'Neill here. Going to get Luke Kidgell on the podcast. He is an amazing comic who's huge on the internet. He's a young guy. He's from Melbourne, but he's just come back from the States. He's just done the Funhouse here in Fairfield. Mate, what a come down for him. What an absolute come down for this poor young man to come and do the Funhouse. But we're going to get him on and have a bit of a chat. All right. Let's talk to Luke Kidgell. If you don't know, ask your kids. They'd know him for sure.
Going for a drive, do a little gig, then drive back with the chat. It's called the Debrief. It's called the Debrief. It's called the Debrief. It's called the Debrief. It's called the Debrief.
Thanks for coming to do the gig, Luke.
Mate, thanks for having me.
You were great. I haven't seen you since the last time you performed here. Oh,
No, we did a gig together at the Lido Cinemas.
Oh,
So
yes.
I just run from my car.
That's all right. Sorry. Well, I was just saying before you got in the car, you've had an amazing story. So how long have you been doing comedy?
Coming up to 10 years next year, so 9.
Yeah, that's amazing
9 and a bit.
because you have become an internet sensation, they call it these days, don't they? A YouTube sensation?
I'm not that big on YouTube.
Where is what, TikTok?
TikTok and Instagram.
Insta.
My audience does not have the attention span to watch me for over 3 minutes.
So, yeah, it's interesting because we're here at the
Or anything.
Grandview in Fairfield, and you did attract a younger crowd than normal, even though there were still guys, in their 50s and whatever. This is a younger crowd. So is it mainly younger people, you reckon, that come to see you, like 20s?
Yes.
Yeah,
I occasionally get you know what I like? Younger people drag their parents and then the parents enjoy
are
it.
the best.
They're the best
Yeah.
audience members because they've seen comedy and they're like, oh, and also they want to be into what their kids are into.
And also, your parents came along here one night.
Oh, they're obsessed with you. They're going to be
good on
so
them.
stoked I'm on this pod. They're, hi mum, hi dad. I know you're listening.
They had my book.
You were very generous. You gave dad a copy.
Oh, that's right.
Signed it.
Because you're from the northern suburbs, aren't you, of Melbourne?
Yeah, was born in Greensboro.
Greensboro, that's right. So interesting. So you started off like a normal comedian, just doing shit gigs, open mics, support acts. So when did it all change? Because now, I just remember doing Mildura like 2 years ago, me and Brad Oakes and Billy Stiles, and we're doing I think we were doing a cafe. We got 90 people going, this is pretty good. And the guy's like, yeah, Luke Kidgell's on at the theatre. He sold 4 nights out. You're like, Jesus Christ. Luke's doing all right. So when did it all... You were possibly one of the first to get on the internet, on that kind of... Were you? On TikTok,
Maybe in Australia.
In Australia, yeah.
I feel like we're a bit behind. But yeah, I was doing it at a medium success level, like doing like tours, just like doing the Rhino Room.
Oh, you did radio too, and...
Yeah, that did not help my career at all. It was fun.
Yeah.
I used to do surveys on stage, like, give us a cheer if anyone listens to our radio show. And then 2 people like, woo! And I was like,
that was late night radio, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were like Sunday nights, you know, when you're on like the weekend fill-ins and
that's
the
hard
holiday
work.
breaks. It's not hard work, but it's just like...
It's soul destroying.
Yeah, like occasionally one of my friends would be like, oh, I heard you on the radio the other night. I'm like, yep. Sick.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then did you just start putting clips up, or what happened?
Yeah, so I got to about like maybe 70 or 80,000 followers on like Instagram before COVID. And then I was kind of like touring like a couple hundred people each state, which is like great that I was stoked with that.
Yeah, so just doing clubs and pubs and stuff.
And then during COVID, my partner and I, Meg, we left the 2021 lockdown.
Oh, wow.
Because I had a tour booked in. And I was like, I'm not cancelling 2 in a row. So then we flew to Darwin, put ourselves in quarantine. And then I just was editing and I was one of the only people touring at the time. It was me and Randy Feltface.
Oh, yeah, he did escape, didn't he? I keep saying, fuck, he's done it again.
It was just us touring all these venues because I kept seeing his poster up on all the places I was going.
Yeah.
And just started clipping stuff. And because everyone was indoors, had a captive audience.
Yeah,
and I was the only one
true.
touring. And it started to kind of snowball.
Did you talk about COVID much in that?
Nah.
Because you're touring places where they don't give a fuck, like
Yeah,
WA.
It was in like North Queensland. Like, they don't even know what it is.
So you do all the clips yourself, kind of? Well, you probably don't now, but you used to.
I still like... I have editors, but I still like half do it. Like
Yeah.
I proof everything before it goes
But
out.
there's been this whole phenomenon now with people just putting up crowd work. I'm sure some of your earlier stuff wasn't just crowd work, was it? It was like bits, wasn't it? Or was it
Bits.
always crowd work?
Bits and crowd work. I think I just started doing crowd work because I realized like, I could maybe post this because I can't write bits fast enough.
No, of course not.
But
But you almost before. I mean, I read an article about this in the Guardian. There was a British guy who started doing it first. Some guy from Manchester or something.
is this Paul Smith?
Yes.
He's massive. He does
he does
arenas.
stadiums. But he was the first guy to put crowd work up in England.
He's doing stadiums here in January.
Oh, yeah.
Or
I
like
could
arenas,
I can imagine. Because his normal clips weren't getting his traction, and the manager of the Manchester Comedy Club said, why don't you put up the stuff when you talk to the crowd, because that seems to go well.
He hosted the Liverpool Hot Water Comedy Club like every week. For
Yeah,
like
so he'd be running
7
out
years.
of material.
No, apparently he had 7 years of sets filmed, and he's just like, I never did anything with it.
Wow.
That's what I heard the story was. And
Yeah.
I saw his show in Liverpool this year. It was great.
Oh, really? And does he do a lot of crowd work, or?
He does, but this material was also good.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with you. You do good crowd work, but also your material's very funny. So
Oh, thank you.
it's a good combination. You almost around the same time as that guy, maybe. Do you reckon?
He was probably first. I only heard of him when I got to the UK.
Yeah.
Some people are just big in their
Oh, of course, in their
Like,
world, yeah.
world. And
Yeah, but now, as you know, you were probably I reckon you're probably one of the first Australians to do it, because there is a plethora of people just putting up crowd work, and some of it's not great. Let's be honest, it's not it's not the greatest stuff.
But also some of my early stuff wasn't. Now I'm very lucky I can pick and choose the
Yeah.
bits because I do so many shows.
Yeah.
If something's not that funny, I just won't post it
Yeah.
because it's not funny all the time.
Did you set out to do this, or it just sort of happened? Do you reckon?
I think I realized that I wasn't gonna, or I didn't want to wait around to like get on TV.
Yeah.
I think I just saw that TV like wasn't.
Well, sort of
hitting.
dried up a lot too. It's sort of drying up a bit.
When the gala moved to ABC,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, it's over.
Yeah.
And it's not anyone's fault. It's not the comedy festival's fault.
No.
It's just like, okay, people aren't. My friends
Well, when
don't
you
even.
grew up with the gala was a big thing.
My friends don't even know what it is.
No, not now. But
Yeah.
yeah, people in my age group, the gala used to be like a decider. You'd watch that, and
And you decide what show you're going to go see.
yeah, one of my friends went along to one of the galas I was in and said the people in front of them had their programs out, and when someone would come on, they'd either tick or cross the person. I said, don't tell me what they did with when I came on, but I want to know. But yeah, the gala used to sell tickets, but not anymore. Clips sell tickets now.
Yeah.
If you get a good clip up and it goes viral, that will sell some tickets, I assume.
But I think there's a bunch of people like you, like yourself, and guys who are from that era of where TV was
king.
the thing, where
Yeah.
like you guys are still selling tickets because you have
Yeah.
a fan base.
Oh yeah, they're older people. Oh, they're middle-aged
Yeah.
people too. Yeah, you're right.
So I guess
But-
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Well, there's a great quote from Louis C.K. when he was talking to Shane Gillis. And Shane Gillis, of course, he was famous for getting kicked off Saturday Night Live before he got on there. I'm sure you know about him, but he's a great stand-up. He's an amazing stand-up. And he suddenly, because of this whole controversy, he's doing stadiums in America now,
Yes.
Shane Gillis. And he was complaining that he'll never get on TV. And Louis C.K. said, you're like the guy who invented the telegram complaining he's not going to get on the Pony Express. Because he said the Pony Express is like TV. It's over. To a certain extent, it's over. And everyone's carrying around a TV in their pocket. It's called their phone. And you just got to get on that.
People watch it on the bus. They watch it on the train.
My kids they don't watch normal TV. They just watch. My son watches. My 15-year-old watches YouTube clips.
You know what's sad now? I won't even watch sport on TV. Now I watch it on KO.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
like that for a bit, sport was keeping me in.
Oh, it's keeping free to air alive. It still
Yeah.
probably does. But TV is interesting because someone like one of my brothers or something, they don't want to spend money on, KO and that, so they just watch free to air and this, 7 Mate. It's like poor man's cable, is what I call it. You watch 7 Mate. You watch, So yeah, it's interesting. But there's a whole generation of comics like you that have come through that have became, and you're selling more tickets than the ones from normal TV too, though. That's the thing.
I don't think everyone. No, I don't think so. But
Well, you are. You're selling a lot of tickets.
it's going great. But like Kitty and Ursula sell.
Oh, yeah, Kitty Flanagan.
Mass
Yeah.
tickets.
But look at Carl Barron.
Carl's huge.
He's never on TV. But he was on TV a little bit, but it was actually DVD sales.
Everyone had that DVD.
Yes.
Him in the yellow shirt. The half-sucked mango bit.
Yeah. Yeah. As he said to me one night, you know what it's like when you go to a theatre to 3,000 people and then you go back to your hotel room and you just start crying. I said, I don't know what any of that's like. Yeah, he's a character, Carl, but he was kind of like a viral sensation before the internet, though. It was all DVDs.
He used to pop up on TV. Though.
Yeah, not a lot. He did like the footy show a lot, the New South Wales footy show. And he might do a gala occasionally, but you're right. And I suppose Kitty Flanagan, she's built up a following. She did the project she did those live crosses every week for like 100 times or something. She told 200 times, I think.
Fisk is also really popular.
Fisk is incredible. You know what's happened with that? That's big on Netflix too. So she's got a second audience. I've met people that have come to me inside. Oh, I saw your new show last night. I'm like, what show? They're like, Fisk, because I've been 2 episodes. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's been out for ages. And they go, no, on Netflix. Because people that watch Netflix don't necessarily watch the ABC.
Yes, sir, and they advertise it like just added.
Yeah. Oh, it's given her a whole... She couldn't believe the amount of people came up to her and just said, oh, I've just watched your new show. She's like, when's the next series coming out? She goes, there's already a second series on iView. And they're just like, what? What's iView? It's like, yeah, people are very, you know what it is? It's a segmenting of the media now. I don't want to get all media studies.
But I think there is benefit still of stuff like that. Like, some of the biggest comedians we still have and in the world just do movies and TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at Kevin Hart and there's still a lot of people from, like, old media crushing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
But there's also, like, then people like Theo Von, Shane Gillis, who are from the internet and doing just as well.
Oh, huge. They're huge.
Yeah.
But eventually it'll all probably move over to the internet. So what are your ambitions? You put out a special recently, didn't you? Or?
I put one out last year. I filmed it in Brisbane.
And was that on YouTube for free? Or?
Yeah.
And how many views did you get?
It got about 300,000 something.
Oh, that's pretty good. But some of your clips get millions.
Yeah, because again, the YouTube's not crazy big for me. And but the clips got millions when I cut it up into short bits.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. Like 1.6. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, the actual full thing, I'm still trying to... I think now the goal is like trying to make more long-form content and train some of my audience to like go, hey, what about you watching me for more than 3 minutes?
300,000 is still a lot.
It's great.
That's a lot.
And the retention on it was great as well. Like,
yeah.
Most of those people finished it, which I was stoked with,
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you could look at those figures, but this American comic was telling me once, yeah, man, don't have any long titles. He goes, I had long titles in one of mine. I could see everyone turning off at the start. He goes, get straight into it.
Yep.
Because I noticed Shane Gillis's one, he's got a free one on YouTube if anyone wants to watch it. It's fantastic. Free on YouTube. And this was a special that went viral.
Yeah, that one was really good.
It was very funny. He does a Trump, but he actually just starts off with stand-up. He doesn't even walk on stage. He just comes on like an outtake or something.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's good.
It's just like, because what else are you doing?
I know, because people go, oh... One of my friends was telling this American comic, I can't remember who he was, but he said he had 3 specials. He had one on Netflix, one on Showtime, and then he said my latest one's just on YouTube. He was doing the Comics Lounge. And my friend was saying, I'm going to start my special doing this, walking through the streets. He goes, none of that. Don't do any of that.
No, don't do
Just
that.
cut straight to the stand-up.
I think my new one, I also had this thought before it, but they filmed all the stuff, and I got it to 20 seconds, I think I said my first word. But next one, I've made sure we're editing a new one. I film like one in the UK over a course of a tour.
Oh, great.
Have you seen that Adam Sandler one where he does a bunch of different venues?
Yeah. And I've seen the Chris Rock one where he changes clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
I've
so I
think
I'm going to just do one where it's like, because what happened was I just did a whole show and tour. Then I was like, oh, shit. I need to film a special, but everyone's already seen this material.
Oh, that doesn't matter, though.
So I just went... Yeah, it does, because they're not going to laugh a second time.
Oh, yeah, but they'll watch it. Yeah, but, mate, trust me, they won't remember a lot of it. And also, they'll tell their friends, they'll tell their partner, hey, this is the guy I was telling you about, let's watch it.
No, I meant, but like to tape it again. I was like, I've run out of shows in Australia like to film it. So then I was like, I'll film it in the UK over a bunch of shows.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And it's super about being in England.
Oh, well, that's good.
So it's like, it starts off with jokes about England. With the start.
So you're big in England, you're telling me?
Yeah, the UK is good for me. It's
So,
good.
you toured regionally, like did Manchester and
Man, I did Carlisle. I did
Carlisle?
Southend. I did Portsmouth, you know.
You did Portsmouth?
Yeah.
You did Bournemouth?
I did Swansea in Wales.
Wow. And you like Brighton and...
Brighton, yeah.
And so what sort of theatres are you doing theatres there?
The bigger places, yeah.
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 What's the biggest one you did in England?
Like London, like 1,500 or something.
Wow. Where'd you do in London?
It's the Indigo at the O2, so it's like the
Oh,
theatre
okay.
they shove in the corner of the O2.
Oh, okay. The small... Wow. That's still a lot of people, though. 1,500.
It's so funny on the outside of the O2. It said Doja Cat in massive lyrics, then Luke Kidgell
Have you got a photo of
in
that? That's
size
funny.
12 font.
Oh, that's really funny. And Canada, you're big too.
Canada's going great, yeah. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the first one I did a few weeks ago.
Yeah, right. Isn't it interesting? The Commonwealth, like you were saying, you told me beforehand, the Commonwealth does well for you.
Yeah.
New
and-
Zealand, you're big in New Zealand, aren't you? Or?
Yeah, New Zealand's good. New Zealand's just Australia, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah,
They-
still.
They watch all our stuff.
Yeah, true. Have you found the audiences different, though, in any of these places? Or
Europe was challenging.
oh, where'd you do in Europe?
I did like 10 or 8 countries.
What,
I
did you do
like-
France or?
No, I did Belgium,
Jeez.
Spain, Germany.
Spain.
I did Copenhagen in Denmark.
Yeah,
So sometimes-
I love Denmark.
Sometimes
But
they're
where did you do in Denmark? Like, where did you do in Copenhagen?
just like a little comedy club.
And were they all there to see you? You reckon they were all there
Ye-
just to see you?
Yeah, it was fun. But they're watching you in their third language.
Yeah, Yeah, I get it.
So
yeah.
it's like the jokes work, but they also. Have you ever performed over in Europe?
only England.
They do. See, mainly Europe. They just clap.
Someone told me that in Amsterdam or Germany, they all just wait to the end and clapped.
Yeah, like they laugh intimately, not as much, and then it gets to the end, and they go, "Wow, love that joke." Next,
Oh man, that would drive me mad.
it's infuriating.
England was just like Australia. I remember it was just like Australia.
Yeah,
And surely Americans applaud a lot.
they're good crowds, Americans.
Yeah.
They're so loud.
What was Spain like? I'm intrigued by Spain.
Barcelona, I thought was going to be weird, was super good. It was great.
Was that in a club or a theatre?
A little comedy club run by a guy from New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
Like an English
In
speaking.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's super international. Like, I think there was about 30% of the people were Spanish, and then everyone's just from the rest of the world.
Yeah, so you get a few expats and that kind of thing.
There were girls who knew my girlfriend from high school in
oh,
the
that's
second
so
row.
funny.
And then there were like people from Germany. There were people from
Yeah.
Russia,
What was Germany like? Where'd you do in Germany?
Cologne, and Berlin.
Oh, wow.
Cologne was great. Berlin was tougher.
Yeah. Why cooler?
Yeah, just like
Again, a club? Like a club? Or?
yeah, club. It's called Quatsch. Quatsch. I can't even say it. I couldn't even pronounce half the venues I was before.
Yeah. Cologne, that's interesting. Why did you go to those places? Because there was demand there? Or
Yeah, just it went a lot better than we thought. So like next time we're gonna try and do more and do a bit bigger.
Wow.
I think I was pushing. So my brother books all my stuff.
Yeah, your brother's your manager kind of, isn't he?
Yeah.
How's that relationship? Do you punch him in the arm sometimes? Fuck off. You fucked up, you idiot. I mean, the good thing about a brother is there is shorthand with your brother.
Yeah, everyone always, whenever I tell comedians that my brother managed me, they're like, oh my God, don't get Dane cooked. Because Dane Cook famously got a lot of money stolen from his brother, who was his manager.
Oh,
and they
wow.
Had a massive court case. And,
I didn't know that.
But it's not that. It's good.
He's pretty good. He's only taken 15%, maybe 20. We don't know.
Yeah, he's only taking like
Is he
90
older or younger
95%.
brother?
Older, 2 years.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He was like a corporate guy.
Oh, that's probably good, though.
Yeah, he was wearing a suit, Collins Street every day.
And is he happy doing this?
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah, it's better doing that.
Because he's managing a few people now. It's not just me.
Does he manage your support act, Blake? Is it
Blake,
Davies?
yeah. Sashi, Piera.
Oh, Sashi Piera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's crushing it.
Oh, well, this is funny, but my daughter's one of her best friends at school. Sasha is her auntie by marriage. How funny is that?
Oh, is there
So
Charlie?
No.
No, wait.
Oh, yeah, that might be one of the other kids.
No, Charlie's her partner. Wait, how is
Okay,
she her
so
auntie?
Charlie's,
Charlie's Sashi's.
it's Charlie's sister or brother is this girl Iris's mum or
Ah,
dad.
cool.
Because she said, Iris is your girl, my daughter's friend said to me, my auntie's a comedian. I'm like, oh, really? And it's her.
Oh,
And I
that's-
told Sasha about it when I met her. I said, She said, "Oh yeah, they're the cool nieces and because they're cool kind of kids, you know."
Dude,
so.
everyone has a cool
But she's doing really well.
cousin and a not cool side of the family.
Yeah, there's a cool. Yeah, right. Often you have a bogan side, like you've got bogan cousins.
Yeah, I got 2 bogan sides.
Like real bogan, like proper bogans, where you go and I always remember going to our cousins and they're like, Dad said to him, even though my dad was like a bogan, but he's like, "Oh yeah, where's your recycling bin?" And the guy goes, "Well, we don't fucking believe in that, Kevin. Just chuck it in the bin."
Okay,
And
well,
that's like, oh, okay, whatever. But
I take it back. I do not have a bogan side.
oh yeah, this is probably the 80s too. But yeah, no, I'm sure you do.
Was recycling like global warming in the 80s? We
yeah, I
don't
reckon
believe
they
in
don't
it.
believe it. I don't believe in it. Bullshit.
It's not real. Where does the cardboard go? You don't see it again.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you know, a lot of smoking too, and also any family that had like parrots in their house was often a sign of a real working class family that had parrots or cockatoos or something in cages.
If the pet talks back, you're poor.
Yeah, that talks back. Well, you know,
If you got a mute pet, you're rich.
I bet your parents and they're sort of working class.
Yes.
Dad, what did your dad? He was like a
He's a teacher.
yeah, but see, teaching was. I studied teaching, and if you were from a blue collar family and slightly creative, you were pushed into teaching. Like Dad said, well, you're not going to be a tradesman, so yeah, maybe teaching will be good for you, and that's what you said.
Yeah.
Do teaching.
He's been teaching for like 50 years.
Jesus, what is he a high school teacher or?
Or maybe 40-something. No, primary school.
Oh, yeah, primary school. He'd
Yeah,
be a
like
headmaster
40-something.
by now, wouldn't he?
He's been offered. He didn't
He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
My dad was a trades teacher, and he never wanted to do. No, I don't want to do the big job. No. It really. So has he been at the same primary school for a long time? Or?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we need more men in teaching. There's definitely a lack of men in teaching. But you know.
And Mum used to work in retail.
Oh really?
Suzanne's area manager. She had a
Oh.
company car. She's
Woo!
gone to Aubrey.
This
She was
goes-
high up.
This goes with that. This
Yeah.
goes with that at Suzanne's.
Yeah.
Like she's high up. Man, my mum worked in retail too. My mum worked in the newsagents and in Box Hill, and she said they sold a lot of dirty books. She said in Box Hill, it's porno.
Yep.
Because she said her theory was there's a lot of flats in Box Hill. This is in the 80s and 70s. Before it was Chinese. Box was very Chinese now, but then it was just there's a lot of men living in flats by themselves, buying dirty books. But she used to bring home the Playboy magazines for us when we were like teenagers. Oh my God. I tell my wife that and she's like, that is so disturbing.
Yeah, that's not good.
That your mum would bring home Playboys.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh, and Picture Magazine, Australia Post, which is always a bit tamer, Australia Post. But anyway, Luke, it's been good to have you at the Funhouse. And so what's next? You just going to do more touring or
Yeah, I got to run a new show. I toured this one for like 2 years, so
that stuff you did tonight's from the show?
it's like half.
Yeah.
Mainly new, actually.
That was good stuff you were doing in there.
Oh, thank you.
That was good stuff. But how do you, so at your level, how do you develop new material? Like, where do you do it?
I mean, you saw me tonight. I was doing stuff that maybe I was like, oh, maybe this is going to work.
Oh, there was some funny stuff.
But yeah, you just got to try it. I also try stuff at my
Your
own
shows?
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
I don't
Well,
know
fuck it.
why people don't. Like,
Do it.
you do shows all the time, and it's like, all right, well, if you never try anything new, you just get stuck.
That's what Jamone does.
He-
Jamone just does. I've noticed over the years, and he told me he used to start at one bit of Australia, go all around Australia in a year, and by the end of the tour, he's got a new hour. But he just blends it
Yes.
into the blend,
Yeah.
like a blend.
I think I do the best hour of whatever I have at the time.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
maybe when I go to shoot the special, I go, actually, let's keep some of that for next year if I haven't.
yeah.
I got to remember which places I've done what bits in, so I try
Oh,
not to
that's
repeat
hard.
it.
Do you write that down, or that's a job for your brother?
Probably should.
Corporate boy, come on, write it
Yeah.
down.
Keep track of my penis jokes, Jack.
Yeah, come on, mate. This is your job, all right? You should have a flow chart and be like, yeah, you did the up the bum stuff in Bunbury. You can't do that.
He
next
grabs
year.
out the Excel.
Yeah, in his spreadsheet.
It's the bum
That's like,
stuff. And
yeah, you did the bun stuff in Bunbury. That's like those kids were caught at Yarra Valley private school it's in Ringwood or somewhere, near where I grew up actually, and they were done for rating girls on a spreadsheet, and they were 3 boys, and they were sacked. And I always said, and I said this on stage, I mean, they must be smart. They worked out how to work Excel. You know, I can't work out how to work the fucking thing. Anyway. All right. Well, I asked questions of everyone, and what went well tonight in your set? What went well tonight?
This new bit about going to Germany, I'm very happy with.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I didn't know if it would work because I was doing it in Austin last week,
Oh.
and different vibe in Texas.
What did you do in Austin?
Just like the gigs around. There's a good club called the Creek in the Cave, and I did do one spot at Joe Rogan's one, the
Oh, wow.
Mothership.
The mothership.
It was great.
Was Joe there? Or?
Nope, it was on a Monday.
I was on a Monday. I'm pretty sure he's not there every night.
Yes.
Pretty sure he's not there that
There's
much.
a reason why I got a spot and he wasn't there.
Oh,
It wasn't the prime night. But what's funny is on a Monday, this is how popular their club is. For like the little room, there is an 80-person standby list on the street to get in on a Monday night.
what, punters?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
And how was doing that gig there? Was it fun?
It was great. It was the best club I've ever done.
Oh, wow.
They take
They're just
people's
up for it?
phones. No one's distracted. And they're all comedy fans. They're not like Joe Rogan fans. They're just like comedy
Just comedy
fans.
fans. Yeah.
And I
sure,
think the
sure.
club is so popular amongst comedy fans. Like, it's just so well known that it
Incredible.
attracts like comedy tourism.
Yeah. Well, you'd go there, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? You'd go there. It's incredible because Austin was known for filmmaking and stuff, a bit quirky. That's where they did Dazed and Confused, and all these directors moved there in the 90s, it must have been. And then now comedies moved there.
Everyone's moving there because the tax rates.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, that's why the directors moved there. You know who, like Mike Judge, the guy who did Beavis and Butthead. Pretty sure he moved there. And the guy did, Richard Linklater, was his name? Did Dazed and Confused and did a lot of movies. Anyway. That's really interesting. And what didn't go well? Anything not go well?
Yeah, I said something weird about America, and they didn't like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
There was an American girl there, wasn't there?
She loved it. It was
From Nebraska.
yes, she had a great time. I think I made a reference to them making a few interesting choices lately as a country, and there was a table at the back that were not
Really?
stoked on that.
Well, they're pro-Trump.
I think that I don't know. I was like, what? Or maybe they misinterpreted what I said, or maybe they were
Yeah,
pro-Trump.
who
I don't know.
knows? You can't tell.
But none of the material went bad.
No, but what? I could hear it was going well. Any,
Oh no! There was one new bit that I didn't have a punchline for, and I did. You know, when a bit just peters off.
about Crazy Dave?
Yeah.
That's funny, though.
Yeah.
You got to work on that. That's
There's something funny in there, but it's not there
Oh.
yet.
the fact that he was doing what he was doing is kind of, it is actually crazy what this guy was
It was
doing.
a real person
Yeah, he's from WA. Was it WA? Wasn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
like-
WA.
near my girlfriend's family is from a place called Nannup.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Mate, and
Is it near Denmark and Bustleton, that kind of area, isn't it? Or is it more
is there a place
inland?
called Denmark?
There's a place called Denmark in, it's a bit of a hippie joint. It's near Bustleton. kind of.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes probably inland from Bustleton.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Yeah, sure.
near Margaret River-ish.
It's a little bit cultish around there too. There's a lot of cult, weird Christians and stuff in that area.
Really?
Yeah, they had a thing. I read a story about it. Often in those areas. Were there any, this is the other question, any organisational hazards to get in the way tonight? Did you like the candles, the setup?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out from the back if they were real or not.
Like, I don't light them. I don't know. One of the women that works there lights them. I'm like,
It feels like you're doing an audition for like a Christmas Carol
yeah, that's funny.
or something.
Often
like
Catholics say they feel like they're at church again.
it had
Yeah.
Ebenezer Scrooge vibes.
Yes.
I don't know.
Fucking weird.
I feel like I should have been up there with a 90 on and a hat.
yeah, that'd be funny.
No, it
That'd
was.
be funny.
I like that room. It's great, and thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
no. Love to have you. And how can we do better next time?
You as a organisation at the Funhouse,
Yeah.
no improvements.
No improvements. There we go.
Maybe less sketchy units in the car park.
I know. What is going on over here?
As we've been recording this in the car park next to the Bottle-O, 3 people have used the skip in this pub for their own personal use.
I've put stuff in that skip before.
There we go, 4.
I couldn't work out where to put, like, I had a mattress or something, and I just said to my wife, I'll just chuck it in the pub. There's a skip. It's always open.
that's
And
why.
look at this bloke.
It's become a public skip.
Anyway, look, check out Luke Kidgell. If you don't know who he is, have a look on the internet. He's big on the internet, all right? And he's very funny. He's the real deal.
And check out Dave on television, Fisk, and the internet. You're doing it all.
Oh, I've got clips up, but my clips never get that many views. It's like, wow, mine's got like 6,000. I'm wrapped, I get 6,000.
I honestly reckon you're probably the first person I ever saw do good crowd work in Australia.
Oh, really?
Your crowd work is phenomenal.
Oh, it's not that good.
It's amazing. That
Really?
night at Lido Cinemas,
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen someone work a room so and cater it to
them.
To them, like every suburb in Melbourne
I do.
inside out.
That was so funny because I talked about a private school, and these women obviously sent their kids there, and they yelled out, "We object,"
Yeah.
or something like that. We object. I'm like, wow, how private school is this? You're like lawyers. Yeah, no, I do. Any of those kind of areas are easy for me. But yeah, that was fun.
You know what else? One time we did a gig at a school at lunchtime.
Oh my god, that was my brother's school.
Ah.
Yeah, that was a Jewish school, Bialik College in Hawthorne. My brother was the tech there. That's how I got onto that gig, because there was some comedy nerd in year 12.
Right.
And then my brother said, they want you to, because I know that he's my brother. I'm like, because I hate doing school gigs because I'm too old.
I've done 2 ever, and that was one of them.
Oh, man, they're awful.
I would never do another
Yeah,
one.
because also Michael Schaefer was on, who went to that school. He's got inside knowledge, and he didn't want to go on last. I'm like, you should go on last. No, he put you on last.
Oh, I probably ate it. I don't remember.
No, you did all right. But
I think, they're probably like my age, dude.
Again, I use my suburb experience. I said to some kid, all right, well, I decided to work out who was the richest kid there. And I said to some kid, where are you from? And he said some suburb, and I go, scholarship. And they all started laughing because he was. And I felt really bad for him.
Do kids even know if they're rich, though?
Yeah, they do. They do. Well, no, you know what? You know what was funny about this one? I said, who's got a famous surname? And this guy puts up his hand. He goes, I'm a Smorgan, which is like one of the wealthiest families in Melbourne. I'm like, bang, we've hit it. Where do you live, mate? He goes, I live in Toorak. I'm like, that's it. We've found the richest person here.
Bingo.
Well, I don't know. I know you went to a public school. I went to public school. There were poor kids at school, but I think they say it in those posh private schools. They often know who the scholarship kids are. They just, I don't know.
That's just...
Often I'm watching AFL and there's an Aboriginal player and they go, and he, of course, went to Melbourne Grammar. I'm like, well, fuck. How did he go to Melbourne? Oh, they got football scholarships. You know what I mean? Like, that's, he wasn't living down the road in Hawthorne.
Yeah, right.
He was taken from a remote community, and, because he's a football star, they give him a free go.
I do think it's funny that you're going to high schools and just bullying students for generational wealth.
Yes.
Like you're bullying someone a quarter of your age for having
a scholarship.
4 times your net wealth.
Oh, yeah, being an incredibly wealthy person. I love bullying rich people, though, at gigs.
I agree.
I did this gig once and they were all really well. I can't know, stockbrokers or something. And I said, where do you live, mate? And he goes, Kooyong. And I say, oh, that's where Scotch College is, which is a very expensive school. I worked there as a cleaner.
I just know the tennis courts.
Yeah, it was near there. Scotch College is right near there. And I said, do your kids go to Scotch College? He goes, no, absolutely not. They go to Melbourne Grammar. And I said, oh, yeah, because they're not doing it right at Scotch College, are they, mate? He's like, no, they're not. It's like, yeah, good on you, mate.
He's like, oh, that's only the 3rd most elite private school in the state.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? They're not touring around like you. They're not having fun. Anyway. Oh, thanks for coming on. This has been awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Mate, this is going to get 1 million listens, I know. All your fans are going to get on from TikTok.
Yep.
And I'm trying to sit on the thing.
We're going viral.
We're going
right
viral.
Now in the Volvo.
First in my Volvo. That's right, the family car.
Next to the thirsty camel.
My son worked there for a while. Oh, God. Working in a bottle shop. Yeah, because you get a few aggressive people come in.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, this guy came in and they ran out of some sort of beer. I used to listen to stand-up and the guy, the bloke, and my son goes, Dad, he wasn't even a proper trade. He was driving like a Corolla, but he was like an apprentice or something. So my son had summed this young guy up. My son's like, oh, sorry, we've run out of that beer. And he's like, oh, the fucking Camel's got no fucking, beer in its hump or something. He made a reference to the hump, right?
Yeah.
Then my son, being a smartass, goes, well, actually, sir, the Camel's hump is full of fat. It's not liquid. And that's the guy said, "Are you having a go, mate? Are you having a go?"
So I'm having to go at your intelligence.
Yeah, I know.
Your lack of camel knowledge.
I know. I learned. I didn't know that. I thought there was liquid in the camel's hump too, but it's actually fat apparently. So there we go. Good on you. Good luck with everything. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it.
All right. Just got to learn how to stop this thing.